Most of the time, it does show it. Okay, sorry. It looks like this video split into 2 parts while still doing this, because my phone has reached a certain amount of time of recording. But you did notice what I said earlier. So yeah. So I'm just going to continue up till this finishes downloading and installing. I'm sorry that it clipped, because I know it probably seems like I'm making this up when I'm not. But yeah, that's what this phone always does. It's really stupid. If you watch most of the videos I have on my channel, you'll notice it just all of a sudden clips at a lot of different times. And I don't mean just like these ps5 videos. I mean like all the like a lot of the videos on my channel in my other playlist. But yeah. So we'll just keep on waiting until this installs. I know this is boring. But yeah, so this says 50.103. So once this completely installs, we'll go back to the information screen, and it'll still say 50.11 gigabytes. So yeah, I'm just letting it finish because it's already so close. We might as well do that for this video, even though it's split it from the previous video. But you saw the important parts, like I wanted you to, or not like I wanted you to. But what I mean is, I showed the parts that were important. As I showed you that that this screen is inaccurate because the full amount of gigabytes is less than the information menu. So yeah, that's just how it is. I know that this screen says data needed to start playing in all data, but it's not showing the full amount of all data. So even if it goes all the way to 50.13 gigabytes installed, and you have the patch data installed too, it's still not completely installed. There's a few megabytes worth that aren't installed on there. Let's see, so the other one's, so the information stream says 50.11 gigabytes, so you just got to go 11 minus 3, so let's see, 10, 9, 8, so yeah, so that means there's about 8 megabytes that aren't being shown on this screen, because you added 8 to that 3 at the end. It would go ahead and add it up to being 50.11 gigabytes, like it said on the information screen. So yeah, so there's 8 megabytes not showing, or well, not 8 megabytes, but like point, and then over here, like this column. So I guess it would be 10 hundredths thousandths. So it'd actually be 8 thousandths of a megabyte that aren't showing. So yeah, not 8 megabytes, 8 thousandths of a megabyte. So I think it's like less than a kilobyte. Wow. Yeah, it's very little amount of information that's not, but it is still not full. So, oh no, because, oh, but this is gigabytes, megabytes. Okay, so it'd be kilobytes, yeah. So yeah, so like 8 kilobytes. Okay, 8 kilobytes. Yeah, that's right, okay. Okay, sorry. I know I'm kind of saying it in ways that don't really make sense. But yeah, so 8 kilobytes is the amount that aren't getting installed, or not aren't getting installed, but it isn't showing on this screen. 8 kilobytes. It isn't much data, but that does show that this isn't accurate. It's not the full amount. 8 kilobytes. Because gigs are here, so megabytes. So I think that's megabytes. Well, if I'm wrong about whether it being kilobytes or megabytes or gigabytes, I'm sorry. Because all I know is that 8 plus 3 makes this into an 11. So yeah, I might be saying the kilobytes and megabytes and stuff wrong, but the point is, this isn't accurate. It's not the same. It's not as high of amount of total bytes as on the information screen. So yeah, sorry if I kept on saying the wrong amount of megabytes, kilobytes, or gigabytes. Sorry about that. But I mean, yeah. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about from the video. Please don't start getting after me about saying that ones are megabytes or that one of those megabytes or kilobytes or whatever, because I know I was saying that wrong. But I'm not saying it wrong about the other file size being bigger on the information screen. Because 50.11 is bigger than 50.103. So, yeah. So I'm going to let this keep installing for another 4 minutes, I guess. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts takes forever to, 1.5 plus 2.5 takes forever, Remix takes forever to install it, it feels like. Because, look just how big the file size is. While this isn't accurate, it's pretty close. I will say that. But close, that's just not good enough. So I feel like, yeah, there's, like, you shouldn't go with what this screen says. You should go with what the information screen says. Because it has a higher file size, so I consider that more accurate. So, because you'd have more data installed for a higher file size. But yeah, so we'll just wait for another 3 minutes for this to finish installing. Then we'll check the information screen again and see if it still says 50.11 gigabytes, which it should, but which is still bigger than this 50.103 gigabytes. Sorry I keep repeating it so much. I have the habit of doing that. I don't mean to. But yes. And sorry I repeat a lot of things I say in the video, because I do have the habit of doing that, and I don't mean to. But, anyways, at least we know that I do know about the menu. And now we know also why I left it out of the previous video. Or the previous videos. Because I don't remember if it was in the previous part or the part before that. Like part 1 or part 2. Or both. So we're just going to let this kind of install still. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to prove that this game doesn't reinstall, because Adam Curlin was already telling me that that's not what he was talking about, so. So sometime I'll see if maybe I can get the same game he was having the problem with, and see if I run into the reinstalling and deleting of that game problem. I'll record if I have that problem. I won't be recording that it fixes it. I'll be recording whether or not I experience the problem. If I get that game sometime. So I don't have any of the games he owns, I think, for the PS4. So I can't really test them. So, yeah. Anyways, it's almost done. It's getting close. And there we go. There are no downloads or copies. Okay, so let's see what the information screen is at. So we go to download status. It says completed, and it still says the size is 50.11 gigabytes, which is bigger than 50.103 gigabytes. Is that what that was on the other screen, the 50.103 gigabytes? So yes, you should go with this screen because it tells you the full size, completely installed once it's done installing. It lets you know that it's completely completed. It doesn't just, it shows the number and then when it gets completely done, it says completed. It doesn't do like what the other screen does where it just stops showing everything being installed or anything. It also shows that the file size is bigger than what was on that other screen for the total amount. So it's more accurate. Another thing is, it tells you which thing I installed it to, the USB extended storage. And you might be saying, well, it doesn't show the patches, and that's true, it doesn't show it, but it does have them included in the full file size. Because earlier we looked at this and it had a smaller file size on the information screen, like at close to the beginning of the video. Like I've shown it like earlier in this video for this game. And not only that, it has this part that says version. It says 1.05. That means, so if you checked this before installing the update that we did earlier, it would say 1 point and then a different number over here. Or I don't think it'd be less than 1, but it would have a different number for the version. So you could just go into this menu and it'd also tell you that what version you are, so it would let you know that whether or not you've already updated the game if you checked it before updating the game and then after updating the game. So I'm just showing that yes, that's why I used the information screen. Like I said, I knew about the other menu. I just showed it because I thought it would be easier to understand and because it's more accurate. I've always known about that other menu, where you press the PlayStation button and then go over to it. Also, in case you didn't know, if you're not downloading or installing anything, that other menu that Adam Corlick was talking about doesn't even show up. Here, let's look. Home, switcher, notifications, game base, music, broadcast, cell stability, network, sound, mic, accessories, there's your user account, and then power. See, that down arrow is what you have to go to, and if you're not downloading or installing anything, you can't even go to that menu. But you can always go to the information menu. So if you want to see how much room your game's taking up, you want to see how much with the patch included even, it's included in the gigabytes, it doesn't show the patch. And you want to know what version the game is? I feel like this menu is a lot better. It has a lot more, it has the important information. Now one thing you might be thinking is, well, what about DLC? Does that information menu, does the file size get any bigger? Because you can install a DLC too. So let's look at this Neptunia Games information again. So this says size. Obviously the download status is already completed. It says the size is 13.58 gigabytes. So 13.58 gigabytes. So if I install some DLC, it'll end up being a higher size than 13.58. So let's try to remember that that's 13.58. I'm going to go to Manage Game Content, and I'm going to install these 5 DLCs. So let's check this one more time for the information. I'm just doing this so I can remember. So it was 13.58 gigabytes for the size. 13.58. Okay, now I'm going to install the DLC. 13.58. 13.58. So there's all those installing. So I'm going to go to the other menu that Adam Corlick showed before. Oh, there's none in progress. What? But it shows the download. Oh, I guess it's like Why is this not starting? Is my internet just too slow right now? Let's just see if these are still... Okay, so that got taken care of. It's 13.58. So is it going to show on that menu now? Oh, I think they got done installing. Oh wow, that's really quick. So it actually installed so fast that like even though the menu popped up, it didn't like show the DLC for down that menu that Adam Korlick was talking about. So earlier the size was 13.58. Let's check the information. And now the size is 13.59. So that's a megabyte higher, or at least one higher than 13.58 was. So see, this size includes everything. Your DLC, your whatever patches you have installed, is completely included in the size on the information screen. So this screen is far more accurate, I feel. Because like I couldn't even go to that other screen for downloading the DLC because it downloaded it so fast. So I couldn't even check if I wanted to. At least with this, I know that it's increased the size. It tells me the entire size. And yeah, so it all just goes and works. So we've seen it. We know it works. But yeah, so at least now we know that. I'm just going to go ahead and I guess I'll eject my Kingdom Hearts disc. Of course, what happened to Kingdom Hearts? Oh, that's kind of weird. Because I don't see that. Oh, wait, there it is. It's before Neptunia. Yeah, it's there. I just was like over to the right of it, so I kind of forgot it was there. But yeah, so now we know that the information screen that's why I used it, is because I consider it more accurate. And that's why I didn't show it in the previous videos, even though I knew about the other screen. Anyways, it's up to you guys if you don't want to believe me or not, but I did know about the other menu. Anyways, that's the end. And yes, those were disc versions. Both the Kingdom Hearts and the Neptunia B2R was also a disc version, because you can tell from the icon. That icon. And it says PS4. Same with the Kingdom Hearts game. That's still in there. Still had the disc. And it still had the disc in PS4. So, yeah, that's where I'm going to end it. Right, bye.